Yeah, no, listen. I would say, Jose, can't you see that this land don't belong to thee? Go south to the border. I'm sorry, I'm goofing around. My apologies. Sir, side up. We are gathered this afternoon, September the 7th, Saturday, September the 7th, 2003.
Bless you.
2013.
A group of men and women from a community generally known as South Central Los Angeles have come together to inject our ideas, beliefs, and philosophy into all this discussion about America's destiny. From our perspective, we're going to interject. We are tired of sitting around waiting on African American leaders, so-called civil rights leaders, to speak up for us and defend us in what is now known as America, a nation of immigrants. A nation of immigrants. I ask the question, therefore, as we all ask the question here from South Central, if America is a nation of immigrants, who are we?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Who are we?
Yeah.
I understand that an immigrant is a person that leaves their own homeland because they are dissatisfied with the way they're being treated, that they're not being treated civilly in their own homeland, so they leave their homeland and go to another land and make that land their home. Those people are called immigrants.
Yes.
Criminals.
Hell yeah.
They come willingly.
Criminals.
They come, I'm talking right now about all so-called immigrants, come to this land willingly, whether they come legally or illegally, they come here willingly. And whether they succeed for their generations to come or whether they fail for their generations to come, they chose that.
That's right. Wow.
They chose that destiny for their children's children to this day.
Make it plain.
If this is a nation of immigrants, who are we?
Yes, sir. That's right.
So-called African Americans, so-called Negroes, so-called people of color, so-called minority, so-called niggers. Who are we? We are the only non-willing immigrants in America. Our ancestors did not ask to come to this land.
Make it plain.
There was no discussion in a parliament or a Congress. I don't recall these our ancestors sitting on the coast of Africa with visas in their hands to come to America. Do y'all remember that?
No, sir.
No.
Do y'all remember your ancestors going down to the embassy and applying for visas and passports or whatever to come to the United States to be citizens? Did y'all ancestors do that? No, we did not ask to come here. We were brought here in chains, brought here shackled to one another, brought here and sold on the slave blocks. Guess who brought us here? Jews, Christians, and immigrants.
Catholics.
They're all the same. That's who brought them here. And then they morphed us from slaves into chattel slaves. Chattel slaves. Chattel slave means living human property.
That's right.
Living human property.
Wow.
225 years.
200.
225 225 years.
All right.
This people, called chattel slaves, was living in the peculiar institution of chattel slavery. 225 years owned by immigrants.
Yeah.
Immigrants, people who came to America willingly, came looking for freedom, liberty, justice for all except for who? Us.
Black.
Liberty and freedom for them, not for us. And after we were freed from as a group of wonderful American white folks, happened to be Republicans, got into a war over our existence in this nation, the hypocrisy of America to say that they seek life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and wanted freedom from England while they were holding another people as chattel slaves.
Yeah.
And they ended that. But immediately after that, 99 more years of black codes and Jim Crow racism. For those of you who don't know what Jim Crow racism is, it's when states and counties and cities pass laws of racial discrimination to destroy and hurt the descendants of chattel slaves for generations yet to come. 99 years of that on top of 225 years of chattel slavery. Then, in the name of rectifying that abuse, they passed a law called the 1964 Civil Rights Act.
Yeah.
These immigrants,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
this nation of immigrants, legally here or illegally here, this nation of immigrants then passed a bill that basically destroys, because 48 years after the passing of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, the so-called Negro in America is suffering worse than when he was suffering back in the day when Dr. King said he had a dream.
Yeah.
And in that day, he said 100 years after the passing of the Emancipation Proclamation, the Negro still ain't free.
No, he ain't.
So if it was bad then, boy, what is it now? And now, here we stand today on this United States federal property, letting this government and the people thereof and this nation of immigrants understand that while you may have your desires for your American dream, you are allowing people to come across our borders, break into our country, steal our livelihoods, steal our homes, kill us, murder us. And you want to give them amnesty.
Yeah.
You want to give them birthright citizenship over us.
Preach that.
And now our United States federal government, which is charged by the U.S. Constitution, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th Amendment, particularly the 14th Amendment, and the Civil Rights Act of 1866, charged to protect us and see to it that we have a U.S. citizenship experience as is enjoyed by white citizens, i.e. immigrants. They're supposed to protect us until that day, but instead the federal government is allowing these people to come in here, and the federal government is running all the way over to frickin' Syria. All the way to Syria to tell whoever the bad guys are over there,
Yeah.
stop being bad guys.
Yeah.
If you guys don't stop being bad guys and beating each other up and killing each other's children and torturing and gassing and farting on each other, if y'all don't stop that mess, the United States is going to come over there and we're going to straighten y'all out.
That's right.
We're going to straighten y'all out. And so Assad, President Assad and Al-Qaeda and Hezbollah and all the rest of them thugs over there say, Obama, U.S., how in the world are you going to tell us how to treat each other in our country when we see what you are doing to black people in America? How can you talk to us?
Yeah.
Let me, one more thing. I want to show y'all something, how this whole system works. You see these people over here? They marching about Syria. We kind of agree with what's going on with y'all. We with them on that. USA, stay out of Syria. Y'all heard that? USA, stay out of Syria. Stay out the Middle East. Leave everybody alone. Come home. Let the Arabs and the Syrians and the Iranians and the hoodoos, let everybody solve that mess and let Allah straighten it out. All right? Leave us alone. But let me show you the insensitivity of the immigrant populations in America. How they don't appreciate the fact that they are walking on this man's back.
That's right.
Show you a fact. They fussing about Syria. Look who they got on their billboard.
Dr. King.
Huh?
Dr. King.
Dr. T. That's our guy.
Dr. King.
That's our guy.
That's us.
All of a sudden, they are concerned about Dr. King. What Dr. King got to say
All of a sudden.
about USA military intervention and so forth. Wait a minute, boy. How come they ain't concerned about what we talk about here right now today?
That's right.
About people walking up into our country disrespecting us.
That's right.
How come they're not out there protesting and saying, hey, turn all that engineering and financing and resources back on the people upon whose backs this nation of immigrants is built?
That's right. Say it
Be
there.
down here with us.
Yes.
Stand with us. But yet, look, this is what they always do. The gays, what do? They jump on the civil rights bandwagon. What happened? Go off? Right there it is. Illegal aliens, all hard on civil rights. Rich women, rich white women, civil rights. Minorities, civil rights. Brothers and sisters. They hide behind us, but they won't work with us.